18. The giving tree. Secrets about who you were helping. Families participated in giving, sometimes through churches, sometimes through community organizations, but they kept it secret. A family might adopt another family without the recipients knowing who they were. Gifts and food would be delivered, help would be given, but the giver remained anonymous. Churches might have a giving tree where names of families in need were displayed. A family would choose a name and prepare gifts and food for that family. The delivery would be made quietly, sometimes late at night, ensuring the recipients wouldn't see the givers. The act of giving was treated as sacred, not something to be acknowledged or praised. The giving tree tradition taught generosity, humility, and compassion. It taught that helping others was an act of duty and love, not something to be celebrated or publicized. It taught children that there were people in the community who needed help, and that it was everyone's responsibility to provide that help. The secrecy also maintained the dignity of the recipients. They received help without shame or obligation to reciprocate thanks. Creating a Christmas box of memories throughout the year. A box where family members would place notes, drawings, and mementos throughout the year. On Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, the box would be opened and all the notes would be read aloud. Stories, funny moments, appreciations. Early in the year, the family would designate a box and invite everyone to contribute. When something funny happened, someone would write it down and put it in the box. When a family member did something appreciated, someone would write a note. Kids would draw pictures. Throughout the year, the box would fill. At Christmas, gathered together, the family would read everything, laughing at the funny moments, feeling touched by the appreciations. The memory box created intentional moments of gratitude and connection. It forced people to acknowledge good moments as they happened, rather than letting them pass unrecognized. It provided a structure for expressing love and appreciation that might otherwise remain unspoken. Reading the box aloud created moments of genuine connection and laughter. The box itself became a treasured object, sometimes kept for years. 20. Making wish books from magazines, creating fantasy Christmas lists. Before the actual Christmas shopping happened, kids would create wish books, scrapbooks made from magazine cutouts, showing everything they wanted for Christmas. Not because they expected to get everything, but as a way of dreaming. Kids would get old magazines and catalogs. They'd flip through them with scissors, cutting out pictures of toys, clothes, games, items they loved. They'd paste them into a notebook or on poster board, creating their personal wish book. The creation of the book was fun, but it was also a way of articulating desires and dreams. The wish book served multiple purposes. It gave kids a way to express what they wanted without shame. It gave parents concrete ideas about what to prioritize. It also acknowledged that wanting was okay, that having wishes were okay, even if not all wishes could be fulfilled. The wish book was a tangible expression of hope and imagination. And sometimes, when a wish book item appeared on Christmas morning, it felt like magic. 21. The good behavior calendar leading to Christmas. Some families created calendars where good behavior was tracked. Each day of good behavior would be marked. By Christmas, if a child had reached a certain number of good behavior days, they would receive a special reward, a gift. In November or early December, a calendar would be posted. Each day a child demonstrated good behavior, helping at home, being respectful, doing chores without being asked. The day would be marked. Parents and children would both be invested in this process. The anticipation built as the calendar filled with marks. The behavior calendar taught that Christmas rewards were connected to how you treated others, how you behaved, how you contributed to the family. It wasn't automatic, it was earned. It connected the spiritual meaning of Christmas, goodness, kindness, generosity, to material rewards. It taught that being good was its own reward,
but that goodness was also recognized and celebrated. The calendar created a sense of control and agency for children. They could influence their own Christmas outcome through their behavior.
22. Caroling as a community fundraiser, community service. Groups of kids, sometimes organized by church or school, would go door to door singing Christmas carols, not for money to keep, but to raise money for community needs or to spread Christmas joy without expectation of profit. Young people would gather, sometimes with songbooks or just from memory. They traveled through neighborhoods singing Silent Night, Joy to the World, Jingle Bells, other Christmas songs. Sometimes people at the doors would give money. That money would be collected and donated to a community organization, a family in need, or the church. Caroling connected young people to their community and to the spiritual meaning of Christmas. It was service without payment. It was spreading joy as a form of giving. It taught that Christmas was about more than receiving. It was about giving and serving. The experience of singing together, of being part of something larger than yourself, created a sense of belonging and purpose. 23. Making a Christmas Advent using items found around the house. An Advent calendar, a structure for counting down to Christmas, made from household items. Perhaps with 25 small bags or boxes, each containing a small surprise or task for each day of December leading to Christmas. A family member would create 25 small containers, bags, boxes, envelopes. Each would be numbered. Inside each, there might be a small piece of candy, a task to complete, sing a song, tell a story, help with a chore, a Bible verse, or a surprise. Starting December 1st, one container would be opened each day. The Advent became a daily ritual, a way of marking time, a way of maintaining excitement and anticipation. The Advent calendar transformed the waiting for Christmas into a sacred and intentional process. Each day had something special. The countdown became ritualistic and beloved. Kids would wake up eager to open their Advent item. The practice connected the family in daily ritual. And because the items were homemade or simple, it proved that anticipation and joy didn't require expensive purchases. 24. The Christmas break, freedom and togetherness. For children, Christmas meant school break. For families, it meant time together, days and sometimes weeks where the family wasn't separated by school and work. Time was the greatest luxury. As soon as school ended for Christmas break, kids would be home. Parents might have time off work or reduced work hours. For the first time in months, families could be together. There might be nowhere to be, nothing demanding immediate attention. Time stretched out. In communities where poverty meant long work hours and limited family time, Christmas break was precious. It was time to be together without rushing. It was time to cook together, to talk, to play, to just exist in proximity. The break was itself a gift, the gift of time. Many families' most important memories happen during this unstructured, unhurried time together. 25. Waking up early on Christmas morning, the entire family together. Christmas morning was sacred time. The entire family would wake up early, gather together before gifts were opened, sometimes to pray, sometimes to sing, always to be present together. The moment before opening gifts was as important as the gifts themselves. Alarms would be set, or parents would wake naturally. Kids would be roused, sometimes excited, sometimes drowsy. The family would gather in the living room or around the tree, still in pajamas, still sleepy. There might be prayer, there might be a song, there might be hot chocolate or coffee. Then the gift opening would begin. The gathering together before the chaos of gift opening was a moment of pure togetherness. It was a moment to acknowledge that you were a family, that you were together, that this moment was sacred. It was a time to remember why Christmas mattered, not the gifts, but the people. The tradition created a memory that repeated year after year, building layers of belonging and continuity. Even when gifts were modest, even when money was tight, the family was together. That was the real gift. Christmas in the 1970s Black household was alchemy. It was the transformation of scarcity into abundance, of struggle into joy, of ordinary materials into magic. These 25 traditions didn't exist because families were trying to create perfect Christmases, like the ones they saw in magazines or on television. They existed because Black families understood something essential. Christmas wasn't about what money could buy. It was about what love could create. In these traditions, children learned that their families were inventive and resourceful. They learned that joy could be made, not purchased. They learned that the greatest gifts were time, attention, and presence. They learned that traditions mattered, that doing the same thing year after year created continuity and belonging. They learned that family was the context in which all meaning happened. Many of these traditions have faded. Store-bought decorations have replaced homemade ones. Commercial cards have replaced handmade greetings. Pre-made candy has replaced the hours-long candy-making sessions. Electric lights have replaced candlelight. Purchased gifts have replaced creatively crafted ones. But to remember these traditions is to remember something essential about Black resilience and Black love. It's to remember that Black families facing systemic limitation and economic exclusion created Christmases of stunning beauty and depth. They created traditions that sustained, that taught, that transformed children into adults who understood the value of what money couldn't buy. The 1970s Black Christmas wasn't perfect, but it was real. It was rooted in love and creativity and the refusal to let circumstances diminish the sacred. And those who experienced it carry those Christmases forward in their hearts and in the traditions they create for their own children.